Welcome everybody. I'm here with my friend Jar Jar Banks. I have an exciting focus video today about another RC car. It's a two-wheel drive buggy that I purchased and raced a long time ago, and I still currently race it. So it's fitting that I'm wearing my Back to the Future shirt. So this is going to be an exciting one. Let's get to the video. That's right, everybody. I have another Schumacher two-wheel drive buggy. This time, it's a Cougar SVR, designed for the dirt because of one key feature. It's a rear motor two-wheel drive buggy. I currently still race this car. I purchased it back in 2012, I believe, is when I had gotten it. And we were running at an indoor dirt. It was not clay, it was more of a baseball diamond dirt, so it was kind of loamy, watered. And the rear motor was still king. I've mentioned this one is heavily modified, so it doesn't have a lot of the suspension from the original SVR. I have updated this to current arms, turnbuckles, turnbuckle ends, all of the hexes now for all the wheels. It's running a current cab forward low profile style body. Those are current big bore shocks off of the LD2. I haven't updated it to the LD3 shocks yet, but that could be something that will happen soon enough. As you can see, it's got the kick up style front arms where it kicks up towards the hinge pin instead of a flat style A-arm, and that's what they originally had come with. This one has all of the carbon fiber goodies. It has pretty much every aluminum part that Schumacher had made or did make back in the day. Here's what the current setup looks like. So I'm still using the original top plate. I changed it up with some battery mounts because this car was actually designed for a long style battery, like a full-size LiPo, and it would actually go from the back all the way to the front where the speed controller's at. You would put a foam piece of material between that and the servo, and that's how you would mount your battery. So I've had to modify that. This one also does not have the original side guards, kind of like the side guards on an 8th scale buggy. I went ahead and grabbed some side guards from a LD2, cut them at the back, and I don't run any screws in the back there, so it's got as much flex as I can get from the chassis as possible. I still do run the brace on the center that goes to the back shock tower. The whole rear end is also different, so that's got the current arms, hubs, turnbuckles, everything's back there is current. You can see my white MyLapse transponder. I have a few of those. So since I've been racing this for a better part of 10 plus years, the chassis definitely has a lot of wear. I'm always on the lookout for a new one. I've found several KR chassis, which is the model that comes after the SVR. They're a little different, but they still will work like a direct bolt-on. I've also found the plus 6mm carbon chassis. I have not tried that out yet. It would make the car a little bit longer. Could be a bit more stable. Since I run outdoor two-wheel drive buggy, I've stuck with the rear motor. It's pretty popular at our track. A lot of the racers are still using rear motor cars, so they'll either find like an older Losi 22 or a Kyosho, something like that, and they'll run a rear motor car. I do want to try an LD3 outdoor someday. I have not purchased one of those kits yet. As you can see on the box, it had originally came with the purple big bore shocks, and I had replaced those with a more current shock, so that way I can rebuild them a little bit easier. And I like the shock caps on the newer style. Schumacher always made sure you knew what was new in the kit. You can see next to the stars, new, 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 new. And they just listed out all the features on there. That is quite a lot of text. I don't think they would design the box like this anymore. In fact, I think a lot of their box art is more photos and less words, or they might have some more detailed photos on there. So this Cougar SVR was designed specifically for dirt, low traction surfaces. And they say that it has won countless races worldwide. I'll have to look to see what big races this chassis had won. I don't know any off the top of my head. In a previous video, when I talked about the SV, I had talked about the SVR, and I brought both of them to the Roar Nats. It was on a high bite sugared track at A Main, and I ended up running this car for that race. I did try qualifying and practicing with the mid-motor car, but I liked the way that the rear motor car was driving. And in fact, a rear motor car did win the Roar Nats that year, and it might have been the last time a rear motor car had won. So doing these videos, I'm starting to get the idea of doing maybe a possible rear motor versus mid-motor kind of series. I want to see if that might be something exciting for you guys. I can set up the cars identical, or as close as possible. Same motors, same batteries, same servo, and tires and wheels, of course, and go out, hit the track, maybe get some lap times and see what they compare to each other. There's a close shot of the current body versus the older one. So it was still a cab forward, just not as aggressive as the newer bodies are. I just found that interesting. Just now I noticed I had qualified in the 5th position at the Roar Nats, and then this last summer I qualified in the 5th position at a NCT race. 5.